Well, this has been a long time since the legroom was this clean. Mostly everything's up off the floor, and I vacuumed the floor. That's why I took everything up off the floor. And basically, I got to the point now where I believe as soon as I get some things sorted out, everything's going to be on shelves. And no longer, and then I have to resort again. But the sorting is what takes time. So this is the back wall, which I rarely use except for the tires out the, then of course my RCX stuff, all in these two bins here. So let's just go through the basement room. This is the +1 bedroom in the basement that I built. I built the wall behind here to separate the rec room where the TV and the Xboxes are from this room. And this little area over here is 8 by 8. This is the mess I have to clean up. And actually it looks messier than it is. Looks like a lot more there than there is. Mostly empty bins. Some things to sort out. Some things to put in storage. And the totes I have out in the garage. You know, like that guy. This is a bit of a dump, and I have to clean all that up. It just was a temporary shelf, really, but now it's kind of got messy. And Josh is always in the minifigs, and that completely gets disorganized. Like, I mean, look at my Technic stuff over there. Fantastic. Fantastically, wonderfully organized. Anyway, but there you go. My Lego storage area, looking as wonderful as it has in a long time. There's still some blank areas where I can fit more of my little shoe boxes, and even in there, more shoe boxes can go in there. So I am not worried about finding spots for all of this. But there's a tote full of stuff that should probably go to my buddy Jeff. A tote full of brick. Actually, I think I got a full tote out in the garage right now. So one of my OBB CSL boxes there. Tyco trash can. That's all it's good for. Actually, when I bought that, I did a video about it years ago. I got that at Value Village, and it was full of Lego. There's not one piece of Tyco, but I kept the box as my trash bin. I'm probably going to get rid of this completely. I mean, I love seeing it, but every time I walk by, I'm a bit of a klutz, and my shoulder catches on there, and I knock the people off, and they're on the floor, and I keep on putting them back up. So, so a very brief, because I've seen to stumble across a lot of videos where people are talking about their sorting method. Now, the tires isn't, it's a bit of a mess. But these are axle hole tires. These are pin tires. These are more axle holes, original. These are just rubber that have no hubs in them. These are original, the 2x4 bricks. And over here I have the 2x4 white bricks with the gray tires. Full. just tires. These are my 2x2 brick tires. The whole bin is 2x2 brick tires. These are my 2x2 plate tires and trailers and motorcycle tires and blah, blah, blah. That entire bin is just tires of basically the new stuff. The big tires. These are small tires with other things. These are the 2x2 bricks that have the 2x2 plates with the axles to hold those things. These are my tank treads and the hubs that hold those. This is just the Megacore magnetizer tires. All in there. And then the blue, white, and orange there, and the rest of the colors here. The yellow, gray, black, smaller ones. Hidden back there, more base plates. I didn't even realize that because I took all my base plates out. I should have done something with those. I'll do something with those later. Miscellaneous tires that I haven't bothered sorting out yet. In here, I have my 8475s and other race cars, RC cars that I just built to resemble the 8475. Original 10x20s and the gray, blue, red stuffed into a corner. More stuffed into a corner. All the way down, I have to do something with, I got a couple DACTA education kits at the bottom there, and I don't know what to do with. So I got them at a very cheap, I think at Value Village. 2 of them, mostly complete. I think they're geared, but I think they're Duplo gears. I have to remember now, they've been stuck in there for a while. I haven't even looked at them. So these are my straight 9-volt tracks. These are my curved 9-volt tracks, my switches. This is my NXT box, which I used to use a lot, but I don't use much anymore. I don't even bother going into the NXT. I got 2 or 3 NXTs in there and all the parts that came in the kit, including little balls and stuff. This is my cloth bin. When I find bed sheets at the Value Village that have Lego prints on them and stuff that I got from Jean-Marc and Debbie in there. This is obviously the dirt crusher. These are my support / stanchions. So that's the tires and that guy there. Down here, I have a few sets that I keep on thinking going to sort into the collection. Oh, there's my switches, my train switches there. And more train stuff down there. But this is a Technic set altogether. That I think is my 8448 or what's left of my 8448. Another Technic set, or just parts and pieces that I should just sort into the collection. These guys. Oh, this is the crane, the big crane, our big crane. Monorail. I just heard that Simpsons clip the other day. So, because I have access to the floor now, I can talk about this. Yeah, a bit of a disaster. There's the first one and there's the third one, the shop. They are completely, Josh got at them and they're there. So, and I'm sure there's missing a lot of pieces that just got thrown into other bins. But I tried, honest to goodness, I tried, because that's not even part of it. That's from the crane. But I tried to keep them all separate. But if I want to rebuild them, those are the 2 modulars, the modular buildings that I own, only 2 of them. All my bin of controllers, train controllers. And I think... what are they called? Not TAC, the Technic Control Center 1 and 2. They're in there somewhere. I really have to do something with these totes. They're massive. They've got the bolt hulls and they got other big pieces, including the electric motors and the ramps from some sets. Just a whole bunch of big, huge pieces, including the basketball corners, because I was going to be like Jeff and build an air processing station, but I never got around to it. He had a lot more pieces than I do. And then my train bin, and I haven't been in this thing in forever, but it has all the train cars, the Metroliner, both copies that I got, the TTXs, the Maersk, the Emerald Knights in there somewhere, the BNSFs, blah, blah, blah. They're all in there. Whenever, if I ever get back to do a train show, that stuff's all in there, and it's a little bit broken. Be first to say that's a little bit broken. I'm sorry. Spybotics and other things in there, manas, blah blah blah. This whole bin is RCX stuff, including controllers, RCXs, the old 9-volt communication IR towers, scouts. Blah, blah. This is my 9-volt little bin with all the 9-volt motors, the slow ones, the fast ones, the 9-volt plates, the sensors that are just disintegrating before my very eyes. Makes me weep. My power functions bin has a 9-volt battery box in there, but that's my power functions bin. Controllers, so the R2D2s and the other ones, whatever you call those. These are the wall warts for all the 9-volt controllers and the original RCXs, and the big battery boxes and little battery boxes are in there. A controller, I don't know what I was doing out there. Looks like I got something to sort in back there too. More boat hulls. I just don't know what to do with them. So some things that get thrown up on the shelf that I have to actually sort out. Oh, this is my EV3. The parts that are left of my EV3 that haven't been used. Because I got off of Janie. So that's that wall. The wall that I usually don't have to go to unless I'm specifically looking for obviously monorail or tires. This wall just gets left alone. That's why it says farthest from the desk. So I don't have to constantly walk back here. Base plates, 48 by 48. Just a whole stack of them. Original gray, blue, new blay, still in the shrink wrap. 2 greens, and I know I have 2 trans clear. I think the other one's up there with my son's birthday on it from his 4th birthday, which was 9 years ago. I got rid of all my 50 by 50 base plates at a brick fed. I gave them to a friend who was in the old 60s and 70s Lego. I said I just can't use them, and I don't want to cut them up. So I gave him a stack, well over a dozen. Because over my years, I remember getting one for my birthday when I was 7 or 8, and then a few more came into the house. And then when I started buying used lots, I got a ton more of 50 by 50s. And of course, back then, that's what they had, and you didn't realize that, in a couple of years, they would have gone to 32 by 32 base plates with the 48 by 48s, makes it work together. But the 50 by 50, so I was down to 1 for the longest time. I think it was brick fat 3 or 4, and I got down to 1. I only kept 1. Maybe I kept 2, but I know I kept 1. And then again, acquiring more lots, I'm back up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 50 by 50 base plates. Now I have a whole bunch of 16 by 48s here. That's for the original train shows that Jeff and I used to do when we used to have the perimeter around the layout that Jeff's big space train would go on, because it was just easier to build those that way, and then instead of a whole bunch of 16 by 32s. So I cut up a lot of 48 by 48 old gray base plates, but of course blade wasn't invented yet. So anywho, oh, there's, yeah, so there's my other and the forest looking a little worse for wear. And again, some old 48 grays and some greens, blah, blah, blah. Not much more. Some stuff hidden in the back that I should actually remember what's back there. I stuff it in the corner, I forget about it. Now over here is where it's supposed to be more organized, but of course they're not at the bottom. So if we sit down again, these are all my bins of colors I do not build with. All the new colors. All the new colors. Though I see a lot of white in here, and I must have just dumped it in there waiting for sorting. So anything that's not the original blue, yellow, red, white, black, and gray, basically in here. Now I'll get over to the point where I do sort of some orange and some tan and blah, blah, blah. But overall, I just have a tough time because I'm colorblind, and I have a tough time because I don't build with them. I have a tough time with them, period. So I don't bother with them too much. So I got these 2 big totes, these 2 big containers full of that. And I got a whole bunch of smallers that they are sorted. But up here we got the dark gray burps and the light gray burps. And I'm gonna need another bin for light gray burps that are gonna come out when I finish sorting out my old crater. So, say la vie. Yeah, see, I sorted out this last week all the old base plates, and I keep on finding more. So, so they came out with the mosaic kits a long time ago, and I got some 32 by or 16 by 16 trans clear base plates there. But so this is going to be my sorting technique. I've talked about it before. It's probably a little disorganized, and but overall, you start at the top. The 1x plates, the 2x plates, and if you have more than one, then you sort them out to 2x2, 2x3, 2x4, 2x6, and of course it's not that way for white because they don't build with white. And this, of course, is the 1x, 4x, 6x, and then you go up here 1x1, 1x3 bricks, 1x2 bricks, 1x4 bricks, 1x6 bricks, and then on here 1x8 plus bricks. That should be here, whatever. 2x2, 2x3, 2x4, 2x6, and then 2x8 and 2x10 plus. Again, they're supposed to be, but because of the shelving, you stack 3 per shelf. It's just easier because I usually access the wing plates more than I access the 2x8 and 2x10. So they end up on top, so I can just grab it and take it to the desk. Then we get over here, you got hinge multi-part, which is what I call hinge multi-part, anything that has more than one piece. 45-degree slopes, 33-degree slopes, 45s has not labeled, miscellaneous slopes, and miscellaneous slopes. Mod plates, I got lots of those mod plates there, and this white is not organized at all. Mod plates there, mod plates there. Panels, usually I now don't even do that anymore. I just add it to the DWFS, doors, windows, fences, and shutters. Mod bricks and mod bricks. And doors, windows, fences, and shutters. So that's white. And as they say, when a bin gets full, then you subsort it. So like before, and some of my colors, all the slopes are in one bin, all 45, 33 and miscellaneous. But as soon as that bin gets full, I break it down to 45 and 30, whatever I can break it down to. And then it gets to the point where the entire bin is full of just 2x3 bricks. Because if you come over here, black is what I keep pretty organized overall, because I certainly use it a lot, and there's certainly a lot of black. But here's 1x1 to 1x4 plates, one bin, and then 1x6, 1x8, 1x10, and I should put 1x12 plates in there, and then 2x2, 2x3 plates. This whole bin is just 2x4 plates. This whole bin is just 2x6 plates, 2x8 plus plates, and then 4x M plates. And I got another 4x M plates here, but I haven't organized them to big and small yet, and the 6x M plates. So that's what happens. And then 1x1, 1x2, 1x4, 1x6 and 8, 2x2, 3, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And then 45 slopes, miscellaneous slopes, miscellaneous slopes, miscellaneous slopes. I don't know how to sort them out. Miscellaneous slopes, because there's so many different styles of miscellaneous slopes. 33 slopes, but then here I spent 33 inverted slopes, because there were so many inverted and regular slopes. So I sorted out the inverted so I could break it up. And then I got 45 somewhere, 45 inverted slopes, probably down here somewhere. Yeah, 45, way down here, 45 inverted slopes. So unlike the white, where the 45 slopes contain the regular and the inverted, and the 33 contain the regular and the inverted, because they're not full enough to separate yet. Maybe 45 are, because I got them crossed too, but I don't build with white, so I don't care. So, and then you get into these little things. So yellow, all the same, except for the fact that I have a lot less yellow. So, you know, I still got enough to have one miscellaneous slopes, 145, 33 and 145. But I have this entire bin of octagons, because I did a lot of bricklink orders for octagons back in the day, thinking I was going to do something with them for the space layout. And I did for a few shows, but then I said, screw it. And so I got this entire bin of octagons, and I don't know what to do with it. So it's just one of those things that, and then the same thing comes up with blue too, because this entire bin is just 1x8 tiles, blue tiles, whereas the rest of my tiles are in here. I don't want that to fall down. So all of my other tiles are in here. Now, of course, the layout itself uses a ton of tiles. So if I were to take the layout apart, of course, if I were to take the layout apart, I'd have to, like, this whole row would be blue. I'd have to, like, move everything out of here. So I'm not going to do that. Not too many other things. Like, this is a unique one. I got a whole bunch of these Arctic sets back in the day. So I got just this whole bin here is basically these Arctic windows. And I do use those in the space layout. And I was planning on making bigger buildings when I had the bigger layout. And if I ever get back to making a bigger layout again, I will be using those as, you know, part of the layout. So it worked well. When I had that big, huge, double-ringed monorail building at I think one, maybe two shows, I used a lot of those, because that's what I bought them for. The shelf has to be completely thinned out. It is honestly completely packed. Of course, I don't mind it being completely packed, because it's all mostly classic space sets, but they're just dumped on top of each other right now. And so I'm going to have to do a massive, huge downsizing of this. And so, I mean, I just got Galaxy Explorers piled on top of one another, and I got Galaxy Commanders and 6985s, two of them over there. I got two 6950s sitting up there. You know, because I just found more lots. I'm gonna have to, but I have to buy Ziplocs. I have to go over to the dollar store and buy the big bulky Ziplocs and throw them in the Ziplocs so they don't get mixed up with other sets, and then put them in a tote and throw them into the garage. So I am going to reduce this by lots. It's unfortunate, but I can't display everything. This room is not conducive to having everything on display. So that is going to be downsized. Those are going to be put into totes. Most of the stuff is going to be quickly sorted out. I'm going to have my desk back, hopefully before Jeff's show. I'll have to see. This, I don't even know what to do with this. This is just disheartening all the time. Every time I come into the Lego room, I want to just completely reorganize this whole thing. But it always ends up looking like this after a couple days. So this is my trans pieces: dark blue, orange, dark red, or just red. the neon green, clear across 4 totes, trans yellow, 3 totes, trans black across 2, and trans green all in 1. Down at the bottom here, let me get sit on the floor again. Again, stuff that needs to be organized. This should be in the white tile bin. Bionicle bits. Josh pulls them out every once in a while. More Bionicle bits down there. I don't know what to do with them, but Josh plays with them, so I don't get rid of them. The basketball court. Josh pulls that every once in a while and puts together some miscellaneous colors, some Click-Its. We did the drive-thru at McDonald's for a while, and we got all those head pieces from Lego Movie 2. And then we started finding them at Valley Village too for like $1. So we bought a few, thinking that we would give them away at shows. Never happened. We'll have to see what happens there. This is my tote of, they're supposed to be just my stingers, but other stuff got piled in there, and so it's not nice. This is my 4.5 volt bin, so all these old battery boxes, the C-size battery boxes, and this is supposed to be in there for another C-size battery box, and all the old 4.5 volt motors, and my favorite thing in the universe, well, I got so many favorite things in the universe, the SEQs, the predecessor, the private predecessor to the NRCX. So those are, yeah, you can see it right there, the SEQ right there, and there's 2 more right there. I have 4 of them, and I think about them a lot. You go back in my video feed and you can see me just having such a great time experimenting with the SEQs. I thought they were just fantastic, and I meant to call the guy, and I feel bad there was a miscommunication, and the inventor of the SEQ, I guess he's becoming a little bit of a recluse, and he doesn't like I feel bad, but I was so happy when I found him on that Facebook Marketplace lot years ago, and just a good time. So, and speaking of like just good memories, like having this box, which I got on eBay years ago, like having this box, 1972. I was 5 years old, and having all the pieces in it. So my buddy Gary talks about the old expansion packs or whatever, these sets here. Just love having this guy. Having this, just fantastic. Having this one, just happy. Having this one, of course, I think this is everybody's personal favorite. Like I got one of these when I was a kid. My mom got it somehow, but this is one I got out of a lot on Facebook Marketplace, and most of the stickers are here. Just wonderful, because I bought lots that had these stick to those 6x5 1x6x5 bricks, and there was a whole bunch of them, so that guy must have had that set too. I got this when I got my little tour at Samsonite, so back in the day. This is my buddy Greg, my buddy Greg Highland, just absolutely fantastic. And the piece de la resistance, which I've talked about, kaboom, the World of Lego Toys. I will never, ever get old seeing that one. I don't know. A lot of people say that this room is too small for a Lego collection. I find now that I got everything up off the floor, and as soon as I get my desk organized, this is keeping the idiocy at bay. I over my life, I've encountered people that are passionate about their hobbies, and I really appreciate that. But I also found people that were obsessed about something specific, and it takes over the house. Besides the Saturn V that's out in the rec room right now, and the boat in the bottle that's up on our mantle because it actually looks like it should be there, there isn't much Lego throughout the rest of this house. And that's done purposefully. Even when I lived here on my own, I'm not saying I did it because I'm married to Sandy and we have a kid and family and blah, blah, blah. It was like that before. I did not have Lego throughout the house when I moved into this house. Lego is my hobby. I'm passionate about it, but it is not my entire life. It really isn't. It might look like, obviously it's more than most. So Obviously, I put, as you can see, to sort all this stuff out over all these years. Like I was doing this kind of sorting before the internet, because my collection was getting big when I was 22. And that's like, let's talk about that. So if I was born in, so I'm talking 1987, 1988, well before the internet. Like obviously my collection's so much bigger now. It really is. But in 1998, I was like in my 20s, and I was buying garage sale lots and putting the ad in the paper and collecting Lego back then. So this is well before the internet. You had to sort it. Yeah, it couldn't be because, as I said, I picked up a lot that filled up the back of my pickup truck. I had not a full size as Dakota, so 3/4 size, but it filled up the back bed of cardboard boxes of Lego. And back then it was just Lego. There was hardly any knockoff brands back then. So I started sorting basically the same way I sort now, except I used Rubbermaid totes that were about double, probably like this. You guys might remember those Rubbermaid totes. So they kind of look like, I think they're a little shorter. And then I started sorting by color, and I used Ziplocs, and people talk about the Ziplocs. You know, some people get to the point where they just have to put Ziplocs and everything. I rarely use Ziplocs. I use Ziplocs sometimes to separate one piece there's so many of them that would just like ruin certain, trying to find something else in there. So, but I had possibly a dozen of those, maybe 14 or 15, pre-internet, full of Lego that was sorted. But because I couldn't find these guys, this was a godsend. Home Depot, these are great. Like I love my friend Jeff with his Plano boxes with all the individual slots for the specific pieces. I like 1x plates. I love how Jeff does it, but I love 1x because I take this whole thing. I mean, Jeff does it, and like this should fit. All this should fit in one of his Plano boxes, so I could replace that with a Plano box. I get that, but for me, sorting, it's a lot easier just to 1x plates get stumped in there. And the only time I have to worry about sorting it out, so I got the 1x2, the 1x1 to 1x4, and 1x6 to 1x8, or 1x6 to 1x10, 12. I find it to be, I did try at one point to sort into Plano boxes where everything is individually sorted. It didn't work for me because I was spending a lot more time sorting. Now, when you get there and it's all done, then it's great. But you have to get there. And I do like the idea when a bin gets full like this, that you sort it out and then you just have 1x2 black bricks in here. And anytime you get new 1x2 black bricks, they go in the overflow container into the garage, and you give them to your friend Jeff. So here, Jeff, take 4 totes off my hand. I do find I do have to try to like sort through any of these bins, like especially the plate bins, the modified plate bins and the modified brick bins, as I'm looking for a piece. But because my collection doesn't contain a lot of new pieces, the number of the number of modified plates in here that I'm going to be looking for, I can find really easy, because again, you got all the space sets, the castle arches and blah blah. It's easy to find. So I don't want to subsort those into piece specific. Now again, with that, I come all the way down here. Get back on the floor. These 4 are my modified plates, along with this little guy here. So this is my 1x1 modified plates, right? I don't know what that's doing in there. I just enjoy only one modified plates. I find one that's not. So all these are my 1x1 modified plates, including this, because again, I mentioned this. This is a 1x1 with a clippy on it, because there's no stud over here. Again, I'm not going to go against how everybody else does it, including the stores, but to me that's a 1x1, because if this is a 1x1 with a clip on it, and the other guy is just 1x1 with a vertical clip on it, it's just a 1x1 with a vertical clip on it. Yes, it has a stud, a void in the bottom for a stud to come underneath, but for me, a stud has to be on bottom, and it has to be on the top. A stud on top and the vacancy on the bottom to make it an actual 1x X plate. So there's only one stud and one void that is complete. So this is a 1x1 stud with a vertical clip. So that's how I do this. Anyway, I'm not going to go on that tirade. That's the way I did it since I was a kid, since I started sorting. But so this is my 1x2 modified plate with stuff on the side that doesn't have studs on the downward side. So this, for example, this is my 1x2 modified plate with studs on the side, no matter how many studs there are. So I got these guys 1x2 on top with studs on the side. This one is just 1x2 with no studs on the side, but ladders and this guy handle, even this guy, because again, 1x2 is 1x2. There's no other studs on this entire thing. So this is a 1x2 windscreen. 1x2 lift for a vehicle, like those little mini vehicles. Talk about letters. To me, this will always be a 1x2 with offset studs. So 1x2 L bracket, 1x2 with a stud on the side, because a void shouldn't be classified as a 2x2. This is a void here. There's a void here. So it's not a 2x2. It's a 1x2 with a stud on the side. So I'm not going to convince anybody. I can guarantee it. I'm not going to convince everybody. 1x2 with a little round thing. But anyway, so, and then you get the ladder shouldn't be over here. But even this is a 1x2 plate, a double plate with studs on the side, because this is not 3 plates tall. This is only 2 plates tall. So it doesn't graduate to be a brick. A brick is 3 plates tall. This is a 2 plate tall 1x2 with studs on the side. Again, this is a 2 plates tall 1x2 with curves on the side. So this is how I do it. And overall, I try to be consistent. It has evolved a little bit over the years. I don't know why the letters are in here. So this is a 1x2 with 4 studs inside. So this is my 2 bins of 1x2s. Because of course I had so many of them. And my one change over the years was I used to put the 1x2 with center stud in there, and I realized I was breaking my own rule, because a center stud is not a 1x2 plate. It's a 1x2 tile with center stud, because the stud is not over the void properly. So all my tiles, all my I am moving all my jumper plates, as people call them. To me, they're tiles with a stud in the middle. So this is a 2x2 with a big giant wing on it. 2x2 with that there. This is a 2x2. They call it the L bracket for the space guys, but it's a 2x2 plate with a thing on the side. This is a 2x2 plate because it's not 3 studs long. It's 2 studs. 1, 2. There's no third stud. Third stud doesn't count because it's in the middle. It's not a. Anyway, I'm not going to rant anymore. This is a questionable one, but again, there's no void on the bottom for these guys. So this is a 2x2 wheel well, a 2x2 with a propeller housing, a 2x2 with the octagon around it. People can sort how they want. So that's my whole bin of 2x2 stuff. And this is my bin of all the other plates. 8x8. I don't even know why this is in here. 1 by, I don't even know what that would be, 1x4 with skis on it. That's a plate because it's not even a brick tall. One of those ladder, but they're plates. There's no brick, although you could almost classify this bottom piece as a brick, so this might have to go to the brick bin. I say if there's any part of it that's a brick thickness with studs on the top and a void in the bottom, they go to the brick. They go to the brick, and that's why. That's how I do things, and again, it's because honestly, it's because I was doing it before Bricklink. I was doing it pre-internet, and this is why I've been sorting pre-internet. So I never. It's what I'm kind of set on. Again, I'm not gonna like shake my fist at people who do it the other way, because I really, if I discovered it then, I would have done it that way. But this is how I've always done it. and since I don't liaise with Bricklink, I don't have a Bricklink store, I don't care about having a Bricklink store, there's no point in me changing my sorting habits. So if I open up a Bricklink store, I'm going to probably follow the Bricklink like my buddy Jeff does. So anyway, I don't think anything else is back here. I mentioned that I have to sort all that stuff out. I got my, get right on here, another bag of cloth that I have to do something with. My Z-Nap, I got a whole bin of Z-Nap. The bionicle parts that Josh always plays with, that has to be washed, that one up there. That's all Value Village sorted out stuff. This is what's left of my crater base. Those 3 bins, I have to sort them out. That's the 4th bin that I have to sort out. 2 more baggies that I have to sort from Value Village. So other than that, as soon as I get all this stuff sorted out, besides those 2 are already sorted out, then I'm gonna be pretty much golden in the Lego room. So I just have to clean up this mess now. See, I have these miscellaneous colors here that I do not build with, although there's no more room in those 2 big totes down there, the 2 big bins on there to put them into. So I will have to start something else for that. This whole, yeah, so there's something. Look, I got that at BrickFit. Josh was using it for the longest time. I don't know what to do with it now, so it just kind of sits here. It always gets in my way. But I don't want to get rid of it because it's Lego. So this is my entire mess of wires that was left over from when I did the show up in the living room with all the connections to Rob Hendricks life lights and everything else. So I have to come up with a way of housing all those wires, all those wall warts, all those transformers in a nice way, because this is a complete and utter disaster. Which I dug out because it was piled way in the corner there. And so as soon as I got down to it, I go, all right, I have to clean that up. So I'm gonna clean that up. Most of this stuff's gonna be sorted out pretty quick. And life will go on. I do like my room. I do spend some time in it. It comes and goes in waves. Right now, I am in the room a lot in the evenings. After Josh is doing his stuff upstairs, playing with video games with his friends. Oh, so I do actually sort out the funky colors, what I call the newer colors. It's light blue, purple, and dark blue and purple. Gold and silver, tan. I do try to sort out all my tan. I got the puke green, or I mean the lime green there. Orange, because I did that whole thing. I got the brown down there. So brown's down there. I got the dark red and the dark green. But of course not fully sorted because there's a whole bunch of dark red and dark green in those. But again, I don't want to waste any time sorting that stuff out. This is dark blay, so that's new blay. This is old dark gray, or light gray, I mean, old light gray. This whole bin is just 4x4 and 4x8 wing plates, original wing plates. And this whole bin is 4x9 wing plates. Of course, I love making those circles. So this is dark blay here, the whole thing. Except there's a few pieces down here, but so this is my dimensions sets, and this is the make and takes that we got over the years. And then over here we have, I try to hide it. This is the extent of my old dark gray right there. That's all I have left of old dark gray. Ain't a lot because these things are even half size. Right, again, sorted out because they're half size. Green flowers and trees and blah blah blahs, original trees and blah blah blah, all sorted out. Gutter track, big green plates, which I think I'll just sort out and just throw in the big bins outside because I'll never ever go into here because they're piling outside. It is what it is. My extent of green, right there, all my green, and then you got the pinks and purples and whatever else is over there. Which again, I never go into. I don't even know I have them sorted out because I don't touch them right now. I haven't bothered trying to build anything in those colors. And then all the new blay is up there, and I got lots of it. Tons of new blay. And this is old dark gray. And this is new dark blay. And this is old light gray. So I do have a lot of old light gray, again, because I had lots of castles and I had lots of space sets and I did lots of acquiring back in the day. So I got lots of old gray, which I'm happy about. Some of it's gone yellow, can't help that. But it's also very much sorted. So this is 1x plates, 2x2, 3, 4, and 2x6, 8 plus. Mod plates, 4x plates, 6x plates. And again, when I sort out all that stuff over there is gonna fill these things up. But hinge multi-part, 1x6, 8. I don't know why these are backwards, 1x2, 4. 33-degree slopes, 45-degree slopes, and miscellaneous slopes. Mod bricks, DWFS, printed stickered, not really, but a lot of castle parts, but most of it is printer stickered. 2x4, 2x4, 2x3 and 6, 2x2. My wing plates, lots of them, and tiles. And up here we have the rounds and the round bricks and plates, because of course I build spaceships. So I do sort to build spaceships. Like I have all the wings sorted out. Every color has its own wing bin, or sometimes multiple wing bins. Of course, the entire classic space, all my printed bricks there. Even in yellow, not too many wing plates, but they're all sorted out as wing plates. And white have, I think, two wing plate bins. Because again, I'm going to build a spaceship. So, and I'm going to do it like this. Up here is stuff I keep on meaning to do something with. Is when I was heavy into Technic pieces. So it has like all the funky Technic pieces here, and some tan Technic, and some yellow studless beams, orange Technic, and this miscellaneous stuff. My waffle plate bin, my waffle plate tote. Oops. Of course, Ninjago falls down. I have no place to show you this, so I'll put it right on top of this thing. Love these things. This is my whole bin. And some are really, really old. And some are gray. I have gray waffle plates, which is something else. I got some really, really mint looking waffle plates. Like mint. Again, I have a lot. And I have some really, 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 really bad looking waffle plates. But I do have lots of waffle plates. Happy about that. I have a whole tote for 4.5 volt wires, just a whole tote of them, like a whole small tote, but it's still a whole tote nonetheless. Pullback motors over there, right there. Let me drop the phone. It popped right out of the phone's stand. So a whole bunch of pullback motors. I got my magnets and stuff like that. More pullback. These are for the little gutter tracks, and then red studless. So stuffless, the weight bricks. That's from the that's not gray, light gray. That's from the mosaic sets when they had the lighter gray. So that's what those are. That's why they're separate. You can't mix them with the light gray because it's actually a different color. So this isn't something. When we were at Chicago 2010, Sandy got that brick made up. Sandy's one side and me on the other. On the pick-a-brick wall, they had 1x2 black plates and 1x2 trans clear plates. And so we bought a bag of them, or a cup of them, and I built the Sears Tower when we went back to the hotel room. So that's left over from Brick World, and we had fun doing that. And then this is one of the first Empire State Buildings, and then the Eiffel Tower that Josh built one time, and it's down here. He does have his architecture sets up in his room because he likes the architecture sets. So I used to have all the collectible minifigs up on the wall like this. You can see down there, I have one piece left over, and there's some tape on the wall. I don't bother doing this anymore because, again, I keep on knocking them off and Josh keeps on grabbing them. So it's a little sad. So all the minifigs, besides these guys, ended up in here. So there's a whole bin of collectible minifigs there somewhere, whatever. Not too worried about it. Animals, big animals, just a bunch of heads. And I got a tote full of just torsos, and a tote full of feet, and a tote, 3 or 4 totes full of actual built minifigs. It is, Josh one time sorted out all his Chima guys and Star Wars guys, so they're there. and all the motorcycles are there, and all the skeletons and stuff are there. All the like just stuff that we have to do stuff with. Minecraft all in there. That was the calendar that they came out with a few years back. So that's all my printed pieces with letters on it. I have a whole small bin of dice-ish that I remember somebody making into wonderful little containers for space layouts. I'm thinking about doing that. I sort out stuff here, stuff that goes on minifigs' feet, stuff that goes around minifigs' necks, guns, rifles, handcuffs. This is my classic space / tools, tools, utensils, cups, pots, pans, and books, luggage, classic space tools, and then the swords and spears tools, and then more minifigs again, stuff I have to sort out. Up here, I keep sets that I like keeping together. The Discovery is just one of my favorite sets ever. It's just utterly fantastic. I mean, I got, again, those guys over there, which you can't see now because there's so much stuff on top of them. But yeah, 3 shuttles over there, but I got that guy there. And Josh had the Dino set, so they're up there hiding, and a RoboForce just for a lark. And my plane way in the back. Love that plane. And some other old Legos, cool Lego, including the ferry from the original blue train track era. And the dragon from Minecraft, which Josh bought. We bought the set, and we kept the dragon together. Little thing that was on my desk at work. Josh built this thing, which I thought was really cool. It's been broken since then. He was just building out of my, obviously gold bin, but it was really cool looking at one point. It's not still bad, but the pieces have broken off over the years. The Toronto City Hall that was from Brick Fett a long time ago, looking a little worse for the wear. Most of the stuff up here is looking a little worse for the wear because it just gets piled up and I have to do something with it. One of my most important and lovable things that I ever got from my peers. I just always have it there. It's always on display somewhere in this Lego room, and I bring it to shows when I do shows. That was from the first Brick Fett, and it was so meaningful to me that I got it for winning the best at show. I'm getting a little misty thinking about it because that came from my friends, and I really appreciated that. So because in the end, it's not self-deprecating. I love how I build. I really do. I think I'm a pretty cool builder for me. I built, and you can see the picture way back in there. I build for me, and as you can see, I mean, the Winnie the Pooh set there and the Sesame Street there, but overall, everything that I build relates to 1978 to 1986 classic space. So, and again, I do the technique part. I am not an utterly fantastic builder. I'm not a prolific builder. I'm not a pillar of the community. I'm really not. I just do my own thing. My friends always tell me this. So I do my own thing. I show up, expect to see me when you see me, because I do get distracted and my life happens. And I do have to apologize sometimes because I did say I was going to be somewhere and I couldn't get there because life happened. But overall, I build. It's not I build for me. I build what I want to build. I build what makes me happy, and overall, it does take me back to being 14 years old. And there's always ideas, as you've seen in the previous videos, of my expansions to the classic space layout, stuff I want to do with the classic space layout. But all of it is pretty much quote-unquote old school. I am not good at studless building. I am not good at snot building. I am not good with new pieces, first of all, because of my color blindness. so it is something and I don't even think about it. It's like, oh, I wish I wasn't colorblind. I don't even notice it until we get to the new colors. And so when I look around and I see what my buddy Dana's building, just absolutely, utterly beautifully and fantastic. My buddy Chris, what they're building, and stuff like that. My buddy Jeff, what he's building. I am overwhelmed with just happiness that I'm seeing these wonderful builds from my beautiful friends, and there's no no deprecation of me. I don't think I'm an inferior builder to them. I'm just a different builder. And that's the one thing I mentioned in some of these videos. You can build however you want, as long as it makes you happy. And if I see the joy that you get from making your own stuff the way you want it, it doesn't matter if it's quote unquote on par with what other people build. I have a whole shelf there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. That's basically sets. Overall, there's hardly any non-sets in there, because classic space makes me happy. But then again, I build a layout to put them in. So, but when I start building, I don't think about studless, and I don't think about snot, and I don't think about all the new ways of building stuff, and that's why I did have a little bit of a problem with the Technic build of the Ferrari the other day, because it's not the way Technic used to be. But again, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, but I don't build that way. So I would need directions of how to build that way. I think the most complicated old style Technic builds was that guy right there, not the 924 or 8592. Yeah. Well, for crying out loud. Where's my mind? 854. But the space shuttle. But that's old school building, and that's I could build that probably in my sleep. So, but I do love old. I love new. I love seeing new. I don't like building new. I don't mind building new. I don't want to. I want to be. I'm trying to be clear on this. I don't mind building new sets when I get sets. I don't mind experimenting with ideas, but my comfort zone, and people say you should try to step out of your comfort zone. Well, that's true on certain aspects, but this is my hobby. And I am right now, for the last 11 years anyway, over 11 years, I think, pre-BrickFet, back to 2007, I am interested, my interest is to make a classic space layout as best as I possibly can. And it never seems to be done. And I love that. And I think that's fantastic. So I'm not deprecating myself when I say there's better builders out there, better Lego builders, like people. And I guess what I mean by that is people that would be hired by the Lego company. The Lego company's not going to come knocking on my door because I would give them sets and ideas that would be perfectly applicable to 1978, which is a whole life, 2 lifetimes ago. My build style, my huge comfort zone is 1978 and 1986. And as you can see, whereas I'm watching, I actually do watch a few of the Lego competitions on TV. And I say, those guys know how to build new style. So that's good for them. And I'm very happy for them. And I'm always terribly impressed by what they build. I know I can't build that way. And I know, moreover, I don't want to build that way. I like building my way because it makes me happy. But I also get so much joy. And I said this many times when I'm at a show, and a 6-year-old brings her stuff to a show, and they're just so happy to show it off, and the joy on their face, and even the high-end builders, my friend Simon, who can build basically anything he wants to build. And he's a very good community liaison. He's a very good person for the entire Lego fandom, and people are attracted to him because of his enthusiasm and his support of the community. My friend Janie, supporter of the community. I can't do what she does. I can't do what my friend Jeff does. I do what I can do, which is right now cleaning my Lego room. So in the end, this has already gone on 53 minutes. I don't think I'm deprecating myself when I say I can't build the way other people build. I build the way I build, and I'm happy with the way I build. And I don't go to sleep at night saying, oh man, I wish I could build like them. No, they build like them, and I'm passionate to see it. Just like I'm passionate to build my way. So I think it's 5,000 different ways of saying the same thing. So I'm going to wrap this up now because it's almost an hour. So I think I've gone through the entire room. I don't think there's anything else to show off. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to show off. So that's it. That's all. Sorry for bringing you along for a 54-minute rant. So, if you, oh look, there's a little planet from Star Wars. I got 2 of those somehow. If you see anything in this room that you want me to make a video about and just expand on, because this was a whirlwind, obviously. My axle sorter right there, still sitting there. I just love stumbling across stuff that I completely forgot about. I completely forgot about. That's what happened when I clean up off the floor. Oh, look, I found this that I worked on 10 years ago and I completely forgot about it. It's like me finding my little robotic arm in a box, the bottom of a box. And, oh, that was stuck underneath the stairs for like how long? So this is why I'm cleaning up. And so there's my Lego room, and from this end. And we'll just come walking back over here, and we'll take another quick glance at my leg room from this direction. This looks a lot cleaner, a lot neater. So there you go, a tour of my Lego room. And hope everybody's doing well. We're getting into 2022, and hear that there's going to be some shows. That's wonderful. So everybody stay safe, take care, and I hope to see you at the show. Talk to you.